Hello everybody, welcome back. I am the Chornik, and this is my Pokemon Anime Theory Series. And in this episode, we're going to talk about Ash and Mega Evolution. Now, there has been a question about whether Ash will ever Mega Evolve his Pokemon, and there is a pretty slight possibility because he does have Pokemon he can Mega Evolve. And what's the point of him not, Mega Evolving his Pokemon? So he has to, at some point, in my opinion. Previously, some people think that Ash will probably have to go through this whole thing with handling Mega Evolution. I think that is unlikely because he's already experienced some gym leader. I think her name was Corny or something. I don't know how to pronounce that. But she tried to Mega Evolve her Lucario and had a lot of trouble with that Mega Evolution on her Lucario. So maybe Ash will already have his experience with Mega Evolution just based on those events, and he'll be able to handle it pretty well. Now, where he will keep sort of a Mega Ring or a Mega Accessory, he could either have a Mega Ring or he could have some Mega Wristband that he could keep along his arm like Lucario did. He could probably have it on his glove like Corny did. Like the gym leader did, and because he does have gloves, so you could possibly put it on there. So that's a pretty much probably more of a likely choice. Or he could possibly even put on his hat because he's a hat. Maybe he could do something with his hat in which he has like some headband, or he could add on to his hat or something, or underneath his hat or something. Who knows? But that it's a possibility that he could have in terms of that. So now, in terms of which Pokemon he could Mega Evolve, now he has 4 Pokemon that can Mega Evolve, and that is Charizard, Heracross, Gible, not really Gible, but once Gible evolves into Garchomp, and then Sceptile. He could evolve those 4 Pokemon through Mega Evolution. But in terms of, I say in the list of most likely to least likely, I think Sceptile will make the biggest chance of appearance for Mega Evolution because of the Haunted remakes coming out really soon. But despite that, I think Charizard would make the scene for it because Charizard is probably, more of a likable and character for that, and there's a whole lot of story with Charizard, and everybody wants to see Charizard Mega Evolve in the Pokemon anime and have some battle with Alan, who also has a Mega Charizard. So people kind of want to see that in the anime. So first off, with Charizard, that is probably Charizard's most likely advantage there is that he's probably the most loved out of the Pokemon fan base, and he will probably be the most likely choice for Ash to use. And plus, they have the biggest bond, in my opinion, Ash and Charizard, so it'll probably be easier for them to connect through Mega Evolution that way. Alright, the next Pokemon I'm going to talk about is Gible. Now, Gible could possibly return. Maybe it could Mega evolve once it gets to the Garchomp stage, but then again, they have to go through all the episodes of him trying, eventually getting to Garchomp and evolving into Garchomp. And I think that will take just too long, and so Gible's probably the least likely choice for being the one to be Mega Evolved. And or perhaps maybe Gible evolved without Ash knowing at Professor Oak's lab, and he's there, like, he happens to be evolving, or something like that. So maybe that's a possibility. Maybe Ash will use him later for the anime. This next I keep saying person. Pokemon I'm going to talk about is now Heracross. Now, Heracross is actually one of my favorite Pokemon. Heracross is pretty sweet. He's one of the strongest bug Pokemon, and I think Ash could have a really good chance and have a really good time with bringing him back for a Mega Evolution, or just having him on his team in general. Because Ash often brings him back, for tournaments and other Pokemon kind of like the tournament games, and he brings him back to fight in certain battles. So he's a very important role in the Pokemon anime as well for Ash. So for Heracross to Mega Evolve into Mega Heracross, he's one of the least likely compared to Sceptile and Charizard, but to me, Heracross would be a great choice. Mainly because I love Heracross as a Pokemon. So him returning, having a little bit more screen time would be great. Alright, now to move on to the next Pokemon I'm going to talk about is finally Sceptile. Now Sceptile has been with Ash for a while. He's reappeared in different episodes, also in the tournament like Heracross was. And Sceptile is one of Ash's strongest Pokemon as well as Charizard. And Sceptile probably is one of the more likely to show up for Mega Evolution because of the Hanan remakes that are being made recently. And I think because of Charizard also had his reappearance in Best Wishes recently, the previous season I think it was. I feel like Sceptile has a little bit more of a chance than Charizard will at coming back. But Charizard, to me, probably will be the second choice, or probably it'll be a close battle between Sceptile and Charizard, but one of them will come back to being the one to be Mega Evolved. However, I did say that Charizard was probably a little bit more closer to Ash than Sceptile. However, Sceptile does have a little bit more of a chance in terms of the Hanan remakes, and he hasn't been in the anime for a while in terms of being with Ash in his party. And also, he also has, I wouldn't say that Sceptile doesn't have a good relationship with Ash. I mean, he definitely does. He's been with him for a while during the Hoenn Saga, or Hanan Saga. I forget how to pronounce that. But anywho, so that's just the possibility of Sceptile coming back in the next future for Ash in his Mega Evolution. Should Ash ever use Mega Evolution, he'll probably use it only in Mega Evolution battles, or maybe he'll use it only in important events as well. He won't use it all the time, I don't think. He'll probably like to use it as a fair fight, as he usually is that kind of trainer. He just likes to fight fair. So if he has to battle a Mega Evolution Pokemon, or he has to battle some legendary something, he'll probably eventually Mega Evolve his Pokemon. So alright guys, what do you guys think? Should Ash ever Mega Evolve his Pokemon? Will he ever Mega Evolve his Pokemon? Which Pokemon will he Mega Evolve? Will it be Garchomp, Charizard, Sceptile, or Heracross? Or maybe even his other Pokemon like Bulbasaur and Squirtle, eventually go all the way to Mega Evolution stage. Who knows? So maybe any of his other Pokemon could eventually get there as well. Thanks guys for watching, and peace off.